Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Good to see everybody here live on the stream. What is going on? Today is Wednesday, August 14th, 2019, and I am Darkside Phil. And I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for today. Yet another full streaming day for all of you on the horizon. And I hope that you guys are all excited and ready to have some fun today on the streams. Alright, what's up, what's up? So, a few things to talk about today. First of all, before we even get started with what's going on the streams and the like, I just want to let everyone know the polling for the Rageathon is officially open. Alright, please head over to thekingofhate.com. Please head to the forums, to the general section, and the top thread right there in the general section is the thread to vote on what games you want to see in the upcoming Rageathon. So first of all, what kind of games are in the poll? A wide variety. We've got games such as Fury, which I played in the past and never completed because they were so rage-inducing. We've got games such as Crash Team Racing, which I did play and complete, but people want to see me go back and do some of the harder challenge runs like the time trials. We've got old return games like Street Fighter V that people know I hate and they want to see me play and rage about how bad I think the game is. Oddly enough, we've got games in there that I don't know how they're going to cause me rage, like the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. I don't know how that's going to cause me to rage. But it's in there. And, we've got games such as World of Warcraft, which I did attempt to actually play years ago, and it didn't go very well due to trolling, so I can understand why that one was added in there, as one of the options for the rage-inducing marathon. So, a good variety. I believe there's 11 games that you can currently vote on, alright? So, be sure to head over there and vote. Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden Black, that's another one that's in there. Ninja Gaiden Black, I think that's infamously a game that causes a lot of rage because it's so difficult, right? So head over there and vote. Alright, the voting will, I want to say it'll roughly be open for about a week. And by the end of the week, we'll tally it up. We'll see what games are going to make it to the marathon. FYI, it's going to probably about 5 games. Because a typical marathon, the gameplay starts around, say, 11:30 to noon and then goes to like 7. So you figure each game getting an hour to an hour and a half of time would be perfect. And the good news is there's a good variety of stuff there. And it shouldn't be too expensive. There were a few games in there that people had nominated that I basically had to write off. Like, I wasn't going to buy a $60 release game for a one-off Rageathon event, But I think we got a good variety of stuff. I definitely think that it'll be an interesting event. So please head over there and vote. All right? Very nice. Now, as for today, okay, we're finally doing Mortal Kombat 11. This was something that I wanted to do yesterday, the second DLC character, Nightwolf. But NetherRealm had screwed up. They were supposed to have Nightwolf released both on PlayStation Network and on Xbox Live earlier in the day yesterday, and they didn't. And they even posted up on social media, we apologize, we don't know why he's not available, we have to figure this out. So it was a screw up on their behalf. He's now available. I downloaded and installed him. Of course, many people have already tried him out. Apparently, people are saying he's quite good. They're saying Sonic Fox apparently played with him last night. Sonic Fox being the top-ranked player in Mortal Kombat 11. And I guess he says that he feels that he's actually top 5 in the game. Pretty big praise from arguably the best, Mortal Kombat player. So, let's see how this goes with Nightwolf today. Okay? So, FYI, how are we going to be approaching this? Just as I always do with a new character. First thing is going to be, I take them into tutorial mode and training mode and mess around with them to learn their move properties, to learn basic combos, etc. Alright, I want to see the difference between the two builds for Nightwolf. Because traditionally, Nightwolf can be played as a zoning character with projectiles and the ability to either absorb or bounce projectiles back at the opponents. Or he could be a rushdown character with some pretty good juggle combos. So I wonder how they've made him in this game. Or the fact that there's two different builds. Maybe he plays both ways, right? I don't know. We're going to find out today. Then after we mess around in those modes, we're going to go to the arcade ladder, which is technically the story mode of the game. And do a very short ladder mode with him to see what his story and ending is. and then we're going to go online. And that'll be the entirety of the stream. You know, the second half of the stream essentially will be me playing Nightwolf online. Okay? I do not have to end the stream early, which is a good thing. Originally, I thought I was going to have to, but basically my schedule got all shuffled around this week. And I am still going to be cooking at some point, but it's not going to be today. So, yeah, I will, I'll be, playing the usual times today. So we'll be playing to around 4 p.m. Pacific time. Nothing has changed there, okay? So that's going to be the stream. We'll see how it goes. Keep in mind that when I play fighting games, I'm pretty much very engrossed in what I'm doing. If I'm in a competitive match or even if I'm in tutorial mode or whatever, I have to focus on what I'm doing in the game. So essentially when I do play a game like this, it's not as easy to be interactive with the audience. And I'm just forewarning everyone about that, because sometimes when I play fighting games, people complain, Phil's not interacting with us. Well, that's because I'm focused on the game. It's a competitive game. It's meant to be a game that needs all your attention and focus in order to, do well. So FYI, I will do my best today to give you guys shout-outs and credit for contributions and talk with all of you but between matches and the like. But I'm going to have to be pretty focused on the game, but due to the nature of the game that I'm playing today. Okay, so just saying that up front, so some people aren't surprised that today seems like, oh my god, why is Phil so hyper-focused on the game? That's why, okay? Now, if I like Nightwolf, and if this stream goes well, alright, what I'm thinking of doing is on Friday night, doing a second session. That will be a late night session of just multiplayer with Nightwolf, to get a little bit more, gameplay in. I did exactly the same thing with Shang Tsung when he came out a couple months ago as the DLC character, and I think that works well, because not only do you get the initial session of gameplay, but then it gives people a couple days to kind of mess around with the character and learn a little bit about the character, and then to jump back in and try him again, okay? So we'll see. If this stream goes well, if people seem to like my gameplay of Nightwolf, if I like the character Nightwolf, and if people want to see more Mortal Kombat this Friday night, I'm totally okay with that, alright? But if I play this character and I don't really like him, and people are kind of bored, and they're like, man, maybe Mortal Kombat has worn out its welcome, then we don't have to do another session Friday night. I have more than enough late night chill stream games lined up that if I want to do this, I can, but I don't have to, alright? So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes tonight. Excuse me, today is the morning here. It's only 10:53 in the morning, okay? And we'll go from there. Hopefully the stream goes well. Hopefully the character's good. You guys like them, and, everything will go well, alright? Now, later tonight, it'll be my weekly Black Ops 4 Blackout Battle Royal session. Alright, that's going to be my late night stream tonight. I always enjoy the Battle Royal stuff, because guess what? When I do it, there's lots of opportunity for interaction. So if there's not a lot of interaction today because I'm playing Mortal Kombat, if anything, tonight we could definitely make up for it with the Black Ops 4 Blackout stream, because it's primarily focused on interaction with you guys, okay? Now, FYI, it is the final countdown for Black Ops 4. The game, pretty much will be dead come October once the new Modern Warfare comes out. So this is kind of like the last hurrah, the last couple of, few sessions here that we'll be doing it weekly. And so I hope that you guys will tune in later tonight at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time here on the stream for 2 hours of Battle Royal interactive fun. As I said, once we get to Modern Warfare in October, I'm not necessarily going to 100% give up on Battle Royale. What we might do is check out some other Battle Royals that I haven't done in a while. Namely, a few people have asked me to go back to PUBG. And I was like, damn, that's like the one that kind of started it all for me 2 years ago. I played PUBG for the first time and didn't really like it, because I think it runs like crap on the Xbox One. But, it's been 2 years now that it's been on this console, and I'm curious, did they actually significantly improve the game in that time frame so that it would run better? Does it have more maps? Does it, you know what I mean? Like, what do they do with PUBG? So maybe I'll end up checking that out after, I finish up with Black Ops 4 Blackout, okay? But we'll see. The reason I throw that out there is because a lot of people are worried. They're like, man, we really like your Battle Royale stuff. You've been playing Battle Royale now for almost 2 years, and if you don't do it anymore, that's kind of a disappointment. Some people were disappointed that this week I'm not checking out Apex Legends, Apex Legends solo battle royal this week, because I'm just not interested in Apex Legends. I just think it's too little too late, and I really don't care about the game, which is why I'm not checking that out. But we'll see what happens come October, okay? All right, so that's today's schedule. Tomorrow, I return to Super Mario 64, and the playthrough's been outstanding and fun. Pretty much got nothing but positive feedback about it, which is great. I've been absolutely loving playing the game. We're near the end. I mean, I'm in chapter. I think I'm in World 13. Don't quote me on that. I might be on World 12, but I think I'm on World 13 of 15. Plus, of course, there's a Bowser stage and any other secret stuff that's available that I need to do in order to get all 120 stars. I think I have over 80 stars right now. So it's very possible I may beat the game tomorrow. But some people are saying that the final stages are incredibly challenging to get all the stars in. So they actually feel that it might take me 2 more sessions to beat Mario 64. So I guess we'll see, alright? We shall see what happens. And then we'll go from there. Alright? Okay. Tomorrow night, that's Thursday night, we're going to do another late night session of Judgment. Yes, the ongoing playthrough since late June. And at this point, what I've been doing in Judgment is trying to finish up any significant side content, because we're basically at the end of the game, and the next time I focus on story, I'm going to beat it. So I thought, gee, maybe I should focus on side content, and it's been a lot of fun, but admittedly, some people are kind of angry that I just didn't finish the game, because I could have finished it like 2 weeks ago, but I've been doing side content. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow night, but more than likely, I'm going to probably do even more side content before we wrap up the game, okay? Then on Friday, it will be my return to Dragon Quest Builders 2 for a major gameplay session. As you know, we're in the middle of a very interesting narrative part of the game where we are basically a prisoner on a slave island, and we're trying to find a way to do a jailbreak. Okay, that's kind of interesting segment of the game, very different from the rest of the game. So that'll be the main gameplay stream Friday, and then Friday night, like I said, if Nightwolf goes well today, it'll be more Nightwolf. All right, if not, we'll do something else Friday night, but we'll see. Saturday, I'm going to return to GTA 4. So for those who've been enjoying the GTA 4 playthrough, you can get your fix this coming Saturday. Saturday night will be my weekly Minecraft chill stream, where I go back to Minecraft and do all kinds of fun stuff. And the nightly biggest oh my god, let's try this again. The person who contributes the most that night will get something named for themselves in game. And in fact, what we need to do is do a tombstone for last week's stream, which we haven't had a chance to do yet. So that's going to be one of the major things, is trying to make this tombstone for the person and chisel into it what we want it to say. Because I'm not sure how to do that, but it's funny because Mr. Papavera gave me some instructions. He actually created a little bit of mini tutorial about how to do that for the next stream. So that should be fun on Saturday night. All right. Then on Sunday, it's wide open. I don't know what I'm playing on Sunday. It really all depends on things like such as how does Mario 64 go this week? Do we need another session of Mario 64 to wrap it up or not? Because I don't know how that's going to go. All right. And same thing Sunday night. I'm not sure what I'm doing Sunday night. It could be more Judgment. It could be Street Fighter. It could be anything. I don't know. I'm kind of leaving Sunday as a wide open day just to see how things go this week and see what we feel like playing on stream. And then Monday's my day off for the week. So that's the rough whole week at a glance there for you guys. I hope that sounds good to you. I hope that you're excited for the big variety that's coming up this streaming week. I know I'm excited for it. Sounds really good to me. So, look, good stuff. Good stuff on the horizon, right? Okay. So continuing on, I don't really think, I'm just trying to think if there's any other things I want to cover before we head on to the next segment. I don't think so. I think we've covered all the bases. Okay. All right. So moving on, guys. We're now going to head on to the second segment of the pre-stream, which is the gratuitous plugs, just to forewarn all of you, where I basically give you a little bit of background about myself and let you know ways that you can contribute. All right. So thank you guys for 11 awesome years that I've been able to be a content creator here on the internet. I've loved every moment of it. Back when I started in 2008, it was just a hobby that I did for like 2 to 2.5 hours every night. When I got home from my office job, I would record gameplay videos for YouTube with live commentary and a digital camera, of all things. Did that for, a few years and became pretty popular on YouTube just for doing it because of my unique style. And then I lost that office job, got laid off unexpectedly, in late 2010, and I was able to turn my YouTube hobby into a way to make a living for many years there. You know, from 2011 all the way through 2017, I was a full-time gaming YouTuber, and it was a lot of fun. But in 2017, YouTube screwed up, and the whole bottom fell out from their website, meaning it just didn't become, it just seriously didn't become a way to be viable anymore to make a living for someone like me, because all the advertisers were gone. And since I didn't have millions upon millions of views on every video I put out, I had to find another way to keep doing what I love to make a living. So I changed up the formula, and I became a full-time streamer here on Twitch. And for the last 2.5 years, that's what I've been doing, becoming more interactive, and having more of a kind of back and forth with you guys on streams, rather than it just feeling like I'm making content in an isolation booth, which is essentially what it was the years that I was a YouTuber. I was just making content as if I were, you know, sitting here by myself playing a game. Now I have all this interaction with all of you guys, and, you know, the rest is history. You guys seem to really love the interactivity that we have on the streams. They're more about being chill and having a fun time, just relaxing and enjoying games at face value, rather than it being about, oh my god, I gotta constantly be cracking a joke every 2 seconds and shit like that. That's good. I really love coming to work every day. Like, every single day I look forward to coming here and hanging out with all of you and experiencing games at face value and giving you my honest reactions and just talking with you. And it's a good time. It's a great job. It's a good time, and I really enjoy it, all right? But that being said, all right, I now rely almost solely on crowdfunding in order to make ends meet. You know, I used to make a living just on ad revenue on YouTube. That's not even close to being the case anymore. YouTube makes me almost nothing every month, even though I still upload videos there. All of my streams are archived on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, in long form, you know, hour-long videos. And people, by the way, really appreciate that, because they say a lot of people can't make it to the live streams, and they want to be able to watch them back. And a lot of people even say that the bandwidth here on Twitch is kind of too demanding. They try to watch a live stream, and the best they can do is watch in like 360p, because the bandwidth is so crazy, and, you know, the internet's not so great. So they head over to YouTube to watch on demand, which is great, and I'm happy that I still do that, but I make like nothing on those videos, all right? So please understand, if you love my daily live streams and you love the fact that I still upload those archives to YouTube and you want to see all this continue, the best way to help is to basically contribute via one of the methods I'm going to mention in the next couple of minutes as I outline them all, because I'm really reliant on you guys and your support to keep things going. You know, I wish that I could still be self-sufficient like I used to be with YouTube ads. That's just not the case anymore. Anyone who's a content creator and doesn't get millions of views on every video basically now has to rely on, you know, various sources of income, okay? So, let's go ahead and let us begin. All right? First thing you can check out is my Patreon at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Your monthly pledges earn you personal perks as a way to say thank you. I don't want to go into massive detail about it because it's all outlined right there on the website. Thanks to anyone who is a current patron of mine. And if you're considering becoming a patron, thanks as well. Just give it a look, give it a read, and see if it's something you're interested in. Okay? I also have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, primarily t-shirts. But there's other things there like mugs and stickers and the like that I sell. Some people have requested that I make some merchandise of my pet cat Jasper, and I've said, okay, I'll consider it. But let's see if we get any memes or anything related to him in the next couple of weeks. So far, we have, obviously, the jump scare Jasper meme. I don't know if any more have come out in the last week, but I'm willing to do this, okay? So let's see what happens. But anyway, I can attest to the quality of the product because I own a ton of them. In fact, today I'm wearing another one of my Teespring shirts. I was wearing one yesterday, too. You guys could barely see it. In fact, hold on a second. There we go. The 10 Years of DarkSidePhil shirt, celebrating my 10th anniversary as a content creator. This is just one of many designs that are available on the site, and I can tell you, good quality stuff because I've owned some of these shirts for over 2 years, and they've never worn out. Look, they still looks like a brand new shirt, right? So if you get anything from my Teespring, you benefit because you get a cool collectible. Obviously, it helps me out because, I make some money on each sale, right? Duh, common sense. So check it out there. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Thanks to anyone who gives it a look. Now, for those of you who are live on the stream, and I say that because some people do watch this pre-stream as a video on demand on YouTube, all right? But if you're live on the stream, if you either cheer with bits or subscribe to the channel or tip me today, all right, what I would say is please, first of all, thank you for doing that, all right? And understand that I'm going to go out of my way to try to give you a shout-out during the stream so that you can get credit for your contributions, all right? Pretty nice, a way for me to give back. But there's a few things I want to say up front. Number one, please understand that even though these contributions are appreciated and they keep things going around here, they're not mandatory. I'm just happy to have people hang out with me on stream every single day. Seriously, it's really awesome that you guys hang out with me. And I feel, you know, that it's an amazing thing that people honestly give a crap about me to the point where they want to, you know, they want to see me be successful and hear my opinions on games and just chill with me every day. It's a pretty amazing thing. Thanks for that. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with me every day. But for those of you who can go above and beyond and contribute, it is much appreciated. Thank you very much for that, okay? Now, I'm going to go out of my way to give you a shout out if you do contribute on the stream. However, I need you to understand a few things. The first being there's no contract between me and you that I have to say or do anything on my stream. Just because you contribute doesn't mean that there's any obligation that I have to respond to that, okay? Number two, I have to abide by Twitch's terms of service. So there's only certain things I can say and do on my streams anyway. And number three, I try to maintain a certain chill vibe on my streams where people are more relaxed atmosphere and just having fun with the games and my reactions to them. It's not all about drama. It's not about negativity. I don't care about the next person who insulted me or stole my content or did this or did that. We also don't talk about politics or religion that often on streams unless it's pertinent to the games because it seems to derail the streams and it becomes very argumentative as a topic. And I don't want that to happen. Basically, I want us to all just kind of have a relaxing time and not have to worry about you come on my stream and now there's constant drama and arguments and all kinds of stupid shit, all right? That's not what I'm all about. So, with all that said and in mind, understand again, there's no obligation for me to say or do anything. So if someone does try to contribute to derail the stream or so whatever, I don't have to say or do anything, okay? Just know that, all right? But in general, if you are of the same mentality as me and you're just here to have fun and you know you want to talk about a certain topic, you want to ask a different question, you want to just say hello, you know, whatever, though I'm going to give you a shout out for your contribution on the stream, okay? Now, as you guys can see, we have a Stream Stats leaderboard at the top of the screen where we update things such as top cheerer and top tipper for the month. Okay? Excuse me. Boy, I said that wrong. Top cheerer and top tipper for the stream, not the month. And yeah, so that's cool because it gives you extra recognition if you are the top cheerer or top tipper of that said stream. Okay? Also, it tracks total subs. FYI, as a reminder, the sub goal for this month is the return of the retrospective event. If we hit the subscriber goal for the month of August, which is 600 subs, we'll be bringing back the retrospective event. That's an event where people nominate moments from my 11-year, you know, legacy as a creator for us to go back and react to on a stream. I'll watch those moments back, give you live reactionary, you know, commentary and maybe some behind-the-scenes info on said moments. And it could be anything. It could be gameplay. It could be a game review. It could be a vlog. It could be a million different things. And being that I've made videos for 11 years, there's quite a lot of ground to cover. Every time I've done this event before, people have absolutely loved it. It's now been months and months since I've done one. But you have to subscribe, all right? You know, subscribing gives you many benefits, including access to over 30 emotes, including the new Jasper emote. But there's many others there as well. It also allows you to have a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing subscriber. And you don't have to watch advertisements when I take ad breaks. Typically, I take one major ad break during a stream, and then before and after the stream, it plays ads as well. So you don't have to watch those ads. Nobody likes ads. I don't either. So there you go. Please consider subbing, okay? Last but not least, before we get started, excuse me. Last but not least, before we get started with shout-outs, where I basically take the time now to say thank you to those who've contributed on the live stream and start updating that leaderboard that we just mentioned. Some people ask, you know, what's the best way to contribute? Right now, the best way to contribute is by tipping me. All right? There's multiple reasons why, but I'll give you some of the short version. Number one, there's a lot of new games coming out this month, at least 3 that I'm going to be purchasing later this month, and I use the tips to buy said games. So your tips are contributing towards the cost of games later on this month that I have to buy. And, you know, at least 3. Actually, I'm looking there, maybe up to 5. So that's a lot of money. So please consider tipping for that reason alone. But also, when you tip me, those are funds I can use right away. And I've basically been using all of your tips to pay my bills, you know, for the last few weeks. It's worked out really well. But obviously, you know, if we keep this momentum going, it means that I won't have to worry about all kinds of financial problems moving forward, and things have worked out really well this month in particular. Previous months this year, I had a lot of problems. All right, I'm just happy this month I didn't really have those problems. It was a pretty relieving thing that I didn't have a big crisis or anything like that this month. So please consider tipping. There's 2 ways you can tip me. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button that you can click on, or if you don't see that button, you can just type !tip into the stream chat. All right. Either way takes you to my PayPal tips page, where you can either leave your own name in a message if you'd like, or you can be anonymous and put an anonymous name. If you don't want to use your real name, you can make up a name, all right? And another thing is you don't need a PayPal account in order to tip me. You can just go ahead and use a debit or credit card. There's a button to do that right there on the PayPal tips page. Please consider it. You know, I appreciate any contributions. You know, anything that you guys do, any of the things I just mentioned on the pre-stream, all greatly help, and it's pretty awesome that you guys would contribute in any way. But tipping, you know, is kind of the preferred method for, you know, a way to help out right now, so please consider it, okay? Fair enough? All right, it's time for shout-outs now. What we're going to do now is move on to a segment where we talk about people who have contributed, give them credit, update the leaderboard, etc. All right? So I think we're going to do that starting right now. What do you guys think about that? No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't give credit to anyone. We should just say screw them and not give them credit. Wow, you guys are mean. You guys are mean, man. No, we're going to give credit. All right? All right. So first of all, we're going to start off with someone named Detractor Slayer. Detractor Slayer. Hopefully this doesn't become a drama one. I hope not. They tipped me $1, so that's the first tip of the day. Much appreciated. And Detractor Slayer says, I was playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. My experience is almost 180 degrees different than yours. I played alone and lost many times against minions and bosses. Well, I'm not surprised. Truth of the matter is, the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games have always been about co-op and teamwork, and, you know, it's basically a team-based game. You know, don't get me wrong, you can play it solo. And there's nothing wrong if you don't have a group of people to play with to play the game solo. You know, that's fine. But the game has always been designed around cooperative play, you know, with team-up abilities, reviving of your teammates, teaming up, you know, everyone focus on this one enemy to take him out first because he's the most powerful and he's hurting us, and then we'll focus on the other ones, right? That's kind of how the game is. I can tell you, even back in the day with the original Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, but the first one, I played it solo and I really liked it, but when I played it online with other people co-op, it became a whole new fun experience for me. Because now, it was fun to not only, you know, just play through the game and have that camaraderie of, you know, helping each other, teamwork, but now you have the opportunity to try out different characters, see if their synergies work, you know, what character, you know, benefits another one more. You know, you might have one character that does area of effect attacks while another one has really high melee damage, and because you're doing the area of effect attack, it allows them to get in and do more damage because the enemies come after you. It's a very different experience playing co-op. Let's just say it that way, okay? So, I'm not surprised to hear you played it solo and had a completely different experience than me. That actually makes sense to me. I would say that is a game that probably is not very good solo, just being honest. Much like Borderlands, right? Borderlands isn't a bad game series playing solo, but it's definitely a much different experience playing the game solo than it is co-op. If you remember when I first played Borderlands 1, way back when it was a new release, I was raging at the game and saying it wasn't very good because certain bosses, right, actually required you, or at least didn't require, but would have been much easier if you were playing the game with a team, because then you could flank them. You could have one guy going up one staircase to take the boss's attention while the other people snuck up the other side of the canyon and attack the boss from the side, and that's really how they design certain fights in the game. And playing solo, you don't get that. Instead, it's just, you know, balls to the wall difficult to try to do some of the things in the game. So I would say it's probably the same with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, especially because I'm sure the AI isn't great. I'm sure the AI is dumb as nails and probably doesn't fucking revive properly and do the things that you would expect them to do if it was a human playing. So, thank you to Tractor Slayer. First tip of the day, $1 tip. I was actually going to get you up there on the leaderboard, but someone actually just did a larger tip than that right after you. But thank you, and yeah, so I would recommend if you're gonna play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, definitely play it co-op. I don't think it's gonna be the same fun experience if you play it solo. Okay. All right, continuing on. The next person is this Lost Son of Phil. Tipped me $5, and that is the top tip of the day. First of all, so let's go ahead and get that on the leaderboard. All right, and then we're going to read what he says. But hold on. Thank you very much for the $5 tip. All right, the Lost Son of Phil says the following. I think he has a lot to say, so let's see here. First of all, he says, I have 2 comments. Why do you cheese your way in boss battles and then boast that it was easy? That is way too general of a comment to make, because you gave no frame of reference of what you're talking about. I do not always cheese every boss. In fact, I wouldn't even know how to say, how do you cheese every boss, when in reality, most games I play honestly for the first time. I don't even know anything about the bosses, you know. In essence, when I'm playing a game for the first time, I always go in cold turkey and try to give it, like, as they say, a good old college try. Now, if I get stuck on the boss, yeah, I'll accept advice and or tips on how to beat it. But in general, I don't go in with any prerequisite knowledge of how to fight said boss. So it may just be that I get lucky and you think that I somehow cheesed the boss or whatever, but in reality I didn't. Or at least I just got lucky and that's how I knew how to, or figured out how to do it. Now, if you're talking about a certain game franchise or whatever, and you want to address a certain situation, great. I'd love to respond to that, but I don't know what you're talking about. All right. So thank you for the $5 tip. And I don't know how to address that because I don't have enough information really to be more specific. Okay. Now, your second question, he says, a common criticism against you is that you mimic other accents and stereotypes, but I find it hilarious personally. Again, I don't know what you're talking about. Like we talked about this the other day. I have certain mannerisms in my speech patterns. Like, for example, I'll say, the bottom line is, all the time. Okay? That's just something that I say. It's just something that somehow got into my dialect, my way of talking. I don't know why, but I say the bottom line is a lot. I use certain words like, okay, etc., to kill time while I'm talking live, because what that does is allows my brain to have extra processing time to think about what I want to say. In fact, back in the day, I used to be known as, wow, Phil, you're one of those YouTubers that you can just go on a tear, and your videos are always one take. You don't do jump cuts. You don't do multiple takes like every other YouTuber. Instead, you just talk to the camera at length, and it's pretty impressive that you can do that and not need a cut or an interruption. It's obvious that you have the ability to, on the fly, formulate thoughts in your head and say what you want to say all at once, rather than these other YouTubers who constantly are cutting and cutting their videos up. It's obvious they don't. They probably take a million cuts and just formulate, edit together what they want to say at the end of the day out of all the stuff that they've recorded. Okay? And it's true. But because of that, because I'm kind of known as a one-take guy, number one, I think that's why I do so good on streams. Like, on streams, you can't edit what you're saying, right? So you need to have that kind of free-flowing thought pattern that allows you to say what you want to say on the fly and in reaction to what you guys are saying and doing live, immediately. Okay, there's no edit, no jump cuts, no time for me to edit videos. It's just I got to be able to think on my feet. So if anything, having that ability on YouTube over the years actually really aided me when I went into live streaming full time. But in particular, you're saying I copy certain mannerisms and accents and stereotypes. I don't know about that. I don't actively try to do that at all. Maybe it's happened over the years. Maybe I've absorbed certain mannerisms and ways that I say things and accents. I have no idea. All I know is I grew up in Connecticut. I speak just like everyone else who lives in Connecticut. It wasn't like people in Connecticut told me that I spoke weird. Basically I talk just like people who live there. Okay? And, I did notice when I started making videos for YouTube that people would say, oh, he sounds like this or he sounds like that. But no one could ever say, oh, he definitively sounds like this one accent. Everyone just said it was kind of like an original thing. I don't know. To me, I have no accent because I've talked like this my whole life, right? And that's the thing. When you live somewhere with a certain dialect, a certain inflection in your voice, a certain tone to your voice, a certain accent per se, you don't realize you have that accent. To me, that's just a normal way of talking. So, I don't know. You say I have certain accents and stereotypes, and he says he finds it hilarious. I don't even know what that would be. you guys would know better than me, right? You guys would definitely know, the people who are watching and listening, because you all come from different places around the world. Some of you are in different places in the United States. Some of you are in Canada. Some of you are across the pond over in the UK. Some of you are other various parts of Europe. Some people even watch me from Asia and other places. Pretty awesome. The amount of people that I get watching me around the world and the variety of cultures and things that are involved in watching my content. But I don't, I wouldn't know how you think I sound, okay? No, oh my god, here we go again. No, I've never been called a Fredo. As I've already said yesterday, that's the most ridiculously stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. Do you think that Fredo is a culturally insulting, insensitive thing for Italians? That's fucking stupid. That's just stupidity. That's called, you're an oversensitive ninny. If you think that that's a cultural insult, you're an idiot. Okay, let's continue on. So, Rumpelstiltskin tipped me $2 and says that he's still banned. Let me take a look here. Hold on, Rumpelstiltskins. Let me take a look at your account. I unbanned you a bunch last night, but then you kept getting yourself banned. I mean, there's not much I could do about it when you keep getting yourself banned, man. I'm trying to be nice, but you keep violating the rules. Alright, so here's the deal. If I'm gonna unban you this time, alright, it's very simple. Not only you have to abide by the rules, no spamming of caps, no accusing other people of anything. Essentially, you just have to hang out and be chill. You have to relax, because that's the thing. Like, every time you're in the stream chat, it becomes drama, and it becomes like, why are you doing that? Just sit here and relax, enjoy the gameplay. Don't get into arguments with mods. Don't get into arguments with other stream chatters. Don't get into arguments at all. Just sit here and relax. I don't know how many times I can kind of like reiterate this to you. That if you just abided by the rules and just had a good time and relaxed, that you wouldn't be getting banned repeatedly. I'm trying to be like the nicest guy possible here and give you as many chances as possible. But the bottom line is I just said the bottom line is, by the way. There you go. The bottom line is there's not much I can do about it if mods, and it's not just the same mod either. It's multiple mods come in and see what you're doing, and I can't stop them from enforcing the rules, man. Alright. Oh, by the way, Bottle Crunch, everyone. So there you go. Alright, Rumpelstiltskins just hit me another $3 and said, very nice, sounds good, sir. Alright. Rumpelstiltskins, I'm going to unban you, and I hope that you really, you stick to your word this time, man. I hope so. I hope that you've learned. Alright, very nice. Okay, so, we're up to, boy, I can't count. What's going on here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, $11 in tips? I didn't update the leaderboard. Oops. We're up to $11 in tips so far today. Thank you, everyone. Again, tipping is the preferred method of contribution, but if you do sub or cheer, that helps as well. Okay? Oh, here we go. Lost Son of Phil tipped me another $1. Said, to clarify for the accents, the way you mimicked the Asian accents in Sleeping Dogs. For example, for choosing the bosses, I'm referring to, for example, the Cyclops monsters in Breath of the Wild from the tip of my head. I don't remember the Cyclops monsters in Breath of the Wild. I really don't. Cyclops monsters. The Cyclops monsters. I don't remember. That was over 2 years ago, so I'm like blank. I have no recollection of what you're talking about there. So I say what you're saying. You're saying, not necessarily my mannerisms or my dialect, but sometimes when I will mimic a cultural accent, for example. Like I pretend I'm an Asian person speaking English or something. I gotcha. The thing is, I don't really do that often anymore. Every once in a while, I'll pull it out just for variety's sake or whatever. But so many people in the modern era get so uppity and angry. Oh my God, you used an accent to make fun of a culture. How could you? I am so offended that I am writing the board of directors of Twitch immediately to get you permanently removed from the site, because I feel that you're so culturally insensitive that you will ruin our children, and the world will never be a safe place with you around it. So, every once in a while I'll bring it out, for variety, but I'm not going to just sit here and do it all the time, because people basically get so upset about it. And the thing is, like, I'm the complete opposite of that. Like, for me, I'm Italian. I'm a quarter Italian. I'm a quarter Polish. I don't give a shit if anyone makes fun of Italians. Like, and people do all the time. I don't care. Fredo. Fredo is an Italian insult. No, it's not, you dumbass. But anyway, that's what I mean. Like, I don't care about that. For me, I think it's fun. Go ahead. Poke at my culture. I don't give a shit. Why am I so proud that I can't take a joke? But that's me. And I understand that there's people in the modern era that aren't like that. So that's why I got to be careful about that stuff. Back in the day, I used to do it all the time. Now I barely ever do it. So. Okay. Let's see here. So thank you for the $1 tip. Lost Son of Phil. I appreciate that. We're up to $12 in tips now. Atlas Telemon. What's going on, man? Good to see you, first of all. Did a couple cheers here. First, we did a 100-bit cheer. And he said, the first Street Fighter V launch stream when the servers blew out, you talked for hours without gameplay, was a very good stream. Yeah, I remember. That was, I want to say 2016. That was the premiere Street Fighter V, when the game was supposed to be going live, and essentially the game didn't work at all. And people wanted me to stay on stream just in case it started working again, because they really wanted to see me play Street Fighter V, but it just didn't work for like the entire first couple of days. The fucking game never worked. And I just sat here and kind of interacted and talked with people at length, and people really liked it. If anything, what that kind of showed was that interactive streaming was going to work for me. That was before I started doing the interactive streams, and I was still kind of making content for YouTube. But if anything, that's what it showed, is that content would work because people like when I talk at length. They like my reactionary stuff, how I respond to people, and also how on the fly I can formulate a thought. Again, like a live streamer versus a YouTuber who jump cuts every 5 seconds, I can actually formulate a thought on the fly and say something intelligent rather than have to write a script, right? So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, that was pretty interesting, and that kind of showed up front how things were maybe going to go in the future. Might have been a good example, right? Okay. Atlas Telemon did another 100-bit cheer, and he says, glad you're still here, man. You sound good. Thank you, Atlas Telemon. Good to see you. Like I said, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you coming by, and thank you for the support. In fact, you're the top cheerer of the day, first cheerer of the day, so let's get you up on the leaderboard. Very nice. Let's see here. Philly Buckeye did a 100-bit cheer. Wow. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but that was absolutely revolting and disgusting, and I apologize, everybody. Let's try that again. Philly Buckeye did a 100-bit cheer and says, I know you banned Uzi Gohard during your Street Fighter stream on Sunday. Is there any way you can give him another chance and unban him? He's generally a chill dude that lots of us like, and we like him to have another chance. Well, incidentally, this morning, Uzi Gohard wrote me an email apologizing for his behaviors and promising that he would not act like that anymore, and he's been unbanned. Just haven't seen him on the stream yet today, but he's been unbanned already. So, whenever he wants to come back, he can come back. That's up to him. Maybe he didn't realize it. He's been unbanned. So, there you go. Oh, here we go. So, this person first says Fredo and then says an actual term that is actually supposedly culturally insensitive to Polish people. At least I'm to understand it is. No one's ever called me this. So, personally, I don't find it insulting myself. But maybe others do. So, I'm not going to say this on stream, especially because I don't want to get in trouble for saying it. But anyway, this person tipped me $1 and says, think about it. What weakens us is feeling offended by the deeds and misdeeds of our fellow men. Our self-importance requires that we spend most of our lives offended by someone. And that's Carlos Castaneda. Okay. I mean, the truth, this is my perspective. Maybe you guys don't agree with me. And it's okay if you don't agree with me. But my perspective is this. The reason that words hurt is because we give them the power to hurt. You know what I mean? Like, there are many words that people find culturally offensive, but if we would just stop being so goddamn offended at these words to begin with, and just be like, whatever, and blow them off, then they would lose their power. Essentially, it's the same thing with trolling. The reason that someone trolls is because they realize that they have a negative effect on you, so they keep doing the thing that pisses you off because you showed that it did. You see what I mean? People wouldn't troll if they troll and troll and troll and it has no visible effect on anyone. They would stop doing it because they realize what they're doing is a waste of time. You see what I mean? And I think the problem here is that we give these words value that they shouldn't have. And if we would all just laugh it off and say, okay, wow, look, a little fucking dumb kid saying dumb shit because he thinks it gets to us, fuck him, he's just a dumb little kid, just ignore it, then we wouldn't have these issues. But instead, oh my God, did you hear what this guy said and what that guy said and what this and that and this and that? It's like, when you go on about it and you give it the attention that it doesn't deserve, that's when more people realize, oh man, if I say that, I'm going to get shock value. I'm going to piss people off and people are going to pay attention to me, so now I'm going to go do it again. And I think that's a major problem in our modern society, is giving these words value, you know. So, first of all, thank you for the $1 tip. I don't agree with the fact that you used a culturally offensive term there towards Polish people, because some people will find it offensive. I'm not going to say that on my stream, but I can tell you personally, I don't find it offensive. Again, I think it's a stupid word that means nothing. It's completely, it's fluff. You know what I mean? It's, again, a word that's only offensive if you let it be offensive. And so, you know, I think it's really stupid in that regard. Okay? All right. Continuing on. Let's see here. Philly Buckeye did a 50-bit cheer and said, very chill shit, brother. So he's very happy that I'm banned Uzi Go Hard. There you go. Atlas Telemann did another 100-bit cheer. He said, I read an article today that some people in some streets in Seattle by the waterfront have the most expensive street of the entire USA. Cheapest house is $6 million. Now, I don't know if you're talking about the actual waterfront down where I've been. Down there, basically near Pike Place Market, there's a beautiful waterfront. It's a bunch of docks and you know, bayside things you could walk on. And there's a big shopping area. There's a bunch of restaurants. There's the aquariums down there. And there's also like ferry rides that you could take all around the Bay Area. And they're very beautiful. If you have a clear day and you're out there and there's no clouds, you can see all the mountains, like Mount Rainier and everything. It's gorgeous view. And there's also a big Ferris wheel and stuff you could do out there where you could see a gorgeous view. So, you know, it's a really nice place, very touristy. I don't know, didn't really see any like high-end homes in that area. But then again, it's not like I was looking for residential high-end homes. I was, you know, there for touristy reasons. So, I'm not surprised. Waterfront real estate is insane. Seriously, just because a home is on the water, typically it raises the value so much that it's just astronomically ridiculous. So, what's hilarious here, Atlas Telemann, you're saying, oh, this house is $6 million because it's on the waterfront. I would guarantee you the same house, if it weren't on the waterfront, would be like 1/20th to 1/30th the price tag. That's how insane the home values get inflated just because it's on the water. So, but that doesn't surprise me at all. Alice Telemann cheered again. He says, everyone's a goddamn snowflake. Glad I was born in 1978. Long live the 80s. Yeah, you know, those of us who've been around for a while, you know, I'm 37. Sounds like Atlas Telemann's a little bit older than me. I think we have a lot thicker skin when it comes to the kind of stuff, because we grew up in eras where basically that was comedy. Like, it was always comedy to make fun of someone's race, to make fun of someone's culture, to make fun of someone's gender. Like, that was accepted. When I was growing up, as I told you guys many times, growing up in video arcades playing Street Fighter, I had to have really thick skin because there was bullying and all kinds of shit talking and stuff that would happen. It was kind of like a good old boys club or like a college dorm where, you know, these guys are gonna, you know, bully each other and talk shit to each other constantly, and you have to be strong enough to put up with that crap, or you never were gonna hang. You know, you'd be laughed out of there. And now in the modern era, things are so protected, things are so different, that, you know, people in general live sheltered lives at home. Their only interaction is over the internet, you know? And so, God forbid someone on the internet say something that could be found offensive. Now you get 40,000 tweets about it, which I've personally seen to myself. I say something on Twitter that I think is just an off-the-cuff joke and should not be offensive, and so many fucking idiots react to it, and then they try to virally spread the tweet to make more people react in like shock. I'm like, wow, you guys are really stupid. Like, if you're offended by a random comment on Twitter, right, that isn't even like a direct attack on someone, it's just a generalized statement, what that tells me is that you just don't have too much going on in your life. Like, seriously, if a generalized joke on Twitter is so offensive to you that now you have to mobilize an attack force on the internet to fucking go after someone for something that was such an off-the-cuff remark or something. You have too much free time. Why aren't you out working? Why aren't you making money to pay the bills? Why aren't you raising children? Why aren't you doing things that are meaningful in life that all you do is sit on the fucking internet and whine and complain about a random comment from someone on social media? Like, what the fuck? If you have a life, if you're busy, you don't have time to fucking worry about this stupid shit. But these people don't have lives. They just sit there with nothing to fucking do and they crap on every possible thing on the internet and say that's offensive. And to me, that's just ludicrous, you know? I'm sorry, that's my belief. So, you can completely disagree. Go right ahead. And that's okay. But for me, to get offended about every little thing on the internet is so dumb. And I agree with Alice Telemon. You know, we grew up in a completely different era, all right, where, again, it was common for this stuff to be talked about. It was common to joke about this kind of stuff. And now it's like, if you even bring it up, oh my God, you're so insensitive and you're so this and that. It's like, but wait a minute, you know, just 10, 15 years ago, when I started on YouTube 10 years ago, it was commonplace to have jokes like this and do stuff like that. And now people pull that shit up as evidence that you're racially insensitive and shit. It's like, wait a minute, what? No, it was a different time when not everyone was offended by every little thing because they had so much fucking free time on the internet that they could nitpick every comment you ever made as if it was something factual. You know, like a joke that I made 10 years ago constitutes an actual truthful belief that I have about a race or a culture rather than just taking it as a fucking joke, right? But that's how these people are. When you have too much time on your hands, you nitpick everything, you microanalyze everything, and you try to make yourself feel better by finding mistakes and shortcomings of other people who've been around and had a public persona for quite some time. So that's life. All right, continuing on, Phil Ronas tipped $1. Said, any thoughts? Any thoughts on Low Tier God doxing someone over a documentary? Yeah, my thoughts are I don't care. Because number one, I don't know if it's true. Number two, I don't care if it's true. I have no part in any of that crap. I never want a part in any of that crap. So keep me out of it. It's Raw tipped me $2 and says, I know the secret ingredient to your sauce. It's butter, right? My nana uses butter in her sauce. I'm not going to tell you anything about secret ingredients in my sauce. Maybe one day I'll do another video of me making my Italian sauce because, you know, I've now been doing it many years and have refined the sauce making over the years to be very different than how I used to do it. Maybe eventually I'll do another video of it again, but for now, no dice. I'm not going to tell you, but thank you for the $2 tip. All right. Now Rumblestoolska says you got banned again, dude. Rumblestoolska, what did you do, dude? Seriously, I'm at this point now. I'm getting angry. I just fucking unbanned you. What the hell did you do? Now it won't even give me your chat logs. Let me see here. It says an unexpected error occurred. It won't even give me your chat logs. Let me try again. Oh my god. Dude, I'm just looking at what you said. What? I give up. Dude, I seriously, I can't unban you again. You have not learned a single thing. You have not learned a single thing. You said, I'm going to say, be very, very properly behaved. Then you started spamming in caps. Then you started saying racially offensive terms. Then you started, oh my god, dude. What the fuck? I give up. I give up. I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry, Rumpelstiltskins. I can't help you anymore. If you can't help yourself, I can't help you. It's obvious you have no self-control. You have zero self-control. I'm done with it. I'm not unbanning you this time. That's it. You immediately said I'm going to behave and then immediately went back to your old ways. So there's nothing I can do about it, dude. Sorry. All right, continuing on. Darth Nightwing did a 100-bit cheer. So how many people did you block on Twitter? About 47 million. So at this point, probably about 90, maybe like 98% of the population of people who use Twitter, I think. Detractor Slayer tipped me $1. He said, remember when you were accused of having a pleasure seeing a little girl feeling pain? This is in reference to Clementine and The Walking Dead Season 2. Dude, this is what everyone does. See what I mean? They when you have too much free time, what you do is you take jokes as face value comments. You take something that's meant to be shock value, silly stuff as fact, and you nitpick every little thing to try to make someone look bad so that you feel like you actually have some kind of an impact on this planet. Sorry, but, you know, I've been the victim of this so many times over the 11 years that I've been a public face on the internet. I know all about it. And for me, at this point, I don't even give it the time of day anymore because I just don't give a fuck. These idiots will just say and do whatever they want. I mean, the best or the most recent example of this was, what was it, a few months ago when I played the Neo 2 beta, and I made a joke on Twitter. Oh my God, look, there's only 2 genders. I'm so offended. You know, and it was a joke about how sometimes journalists go nuts over the stupidest little shit in games like gender selection at a character creation screen and blow it out of proportion. And people tried to make that tweet go viral to insult me, to which I laughed and said, you guys are a bunch of fucking pussies. You know, you're insane. You know, you have too much time. You know, get the fuck out of here. And nothing came of it because that's the thing. You can just dismiss it and no one gives a fuck. So, but that's just a recent example. So, okay. But anyway, thank you to Tractor Slayer for the $1 tip. And yes, I definitely remember that. So Alice Sullivan did a 100-bit series says, I've now heard that Mixer might buy Dr. Disrespect as well. Will Mixer be a viable threat to Twitch as a competitor? They have the Bill Gates dollars for it. The bottom line is, if they are, really the only way they're becoming a competitor is by spending money. It's not because they have a better service. It's not because they've done anything to prove that they're better than Twitch. It's because they're buying the top streamers. And if anything, what I would think would happen is people will go over there to watch the top streamers, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to go use the service. You see what I mean? Like, for me, I love Twitch. I think Twitch works the best. I think Twitch has the most options for monetization. You know, for me, Twitch has been the ideal. I've never used Mixer, but from people who've told me who've used Mixer, they say it's a mess, that it's not as good as Twitch, and that if I were to go over there, basically I'd be making a lot of sacrifices, which I don't want to do. So I guess we'll see moving forward. But as I've said, I feel that competition is good. I feel that when you have a monopoly on something, it becomes stagnant and lack of innovation, and it leads to basically things not being good. Take a look at YouTube. Dominant, the most dominant video sharing website for the last decade. No one can really stand up to them and compete with them. All they do is fuck their site up worse and worse. Everything that they think is an improvement is bad. We tell them that. They ignore it and they do it anyway, and they screw everything up. From having innovative, creative, colorful, individual, unique YouTube pages to going to white textbook-like pages. The content ID system, the copyright system. I mean, I could go into a million examples. The demonetization system, everything that's terrible, and essentially just ruined their business. But they don't care because there's no competition. So why do they care if they know people are still going to come to them at the end of the day to share videos, right? So if anything, let there be competition. Let there actually be good competition so that Twitch and Mixer or whoever, because I'll tell you right now, YouTube is not streaming competition for Twitch and never has been. They don't hold a candle to it. They don't even have a real fucking stream chat. They have a comments system. It's a joke. So let Mixer be the competition for Twitch. Let these two streaming services go head to head and let them work on improving, themselves to the point where they directly compete with each other. And now they're forced to innovate and do things differently and better so that in the long run, I think both businesses will benefit. At least from the things that I've seen, that's how it works. You need competition. You know what I mean? You need direct competition in order to become better, because or else you just say, why even improve, right? So let's see. I welcome it. Let Mixer buy the top 10 Twitch streamers and bring them over there, and then we'll have competition between the two sites, and may the best streaming site win, I guess, right? Okay. The Anonymous gifted a sub to Alice. Congrats to Alice for this support. Congrats to Alice for receiving the sub, and thank you to that Anonymous for the support. Blech. Misspoke, okay? Alright, guys. Oh, Alice Solomon just cheered again. He said YouTube has become a political tool with their selective demonetization. Yeah, I definitely don't want to get into that. I've heard about that. I don't want to get into it because we don't talk politics on their streams here. But, obviously that's something that's a whole other bag of worms that I'm not gonna open that can and have them all jump out. Real quick, I want to give credit to the top cheers of the week. and then we're going to get started. So, shout out to the top cheerers of the week. We have a 4-way tie to start off for 7th place. A tie between Kevy Bear Jr., DJ Runo, W. Day, and Ludwig World Order. Then we have, in 6th place, Vote Democrat. 5th place, Babyman Gaming. 4th place, Atlas Telemon with all his cheering this morning. 3rd place, Scowling Onion. 2nd place, Geek Room. And in 1st place this week, Infinite 55. So thank you guys very much for all of your support via the cheers. All right, just a reminder, the best way to support me is to tip me, but everything else is much appreciated as well. All right, I have to take a leak, so let me go do that very quickly. Let me go use the restroom, and then we're going to start, or like I said, we're going to take Nightwolf, and we're going to bring him into training mode to try out his different various special moves. We're going to go to his tutorials to learn the properties of his moves. Then we're going to do his arcade ladder to find out his story, and then we're going to take him online. So a full stream of Nightwolf. Let's see how the new character is in Mortal Kombat. Okay? Alright, guys. Let's end the pre-stream. Take a very short break, maybe like 2 minutes to use the restroom. And then I'll be back. Nightwolf. Alright, I'll be right back.